This Joe Budden situation is so bad, it got me questioning life right now. Like, what is life? It's so bad, we may see Joe in prison for a very long time over this. This is insane. Now, if you guys are not keeping up, let's slow it down and rewind just to give you guys the full story, right? So everything started a few weeks ago when Joe all of a sudden went missing from his podcast. He stopped doing episodes on the Patreon, stopped doing episodes on the main episodes. We didn't see Joe for a couple weeks on his own podcast, and the fans were really concerned. The fans were getting restless and beginning to cancel their Patreon subscription because while Joe wasn't there, the podcast wasn't canceled, but they were subjected to podcasts like this, all right, where it was Imani-ish, and then, you have random guests, right, just thrown in the mix. And the fans weren't having it, bro. Joe Budden, being an astute businessman, understands that his absence was hurting the overall product, hence hurting the bottom line, because nobody wanted to watch this random cast of people that was on the couch. So when Joe came back, Joe offered up an explanation for why he was gone, but his explanation was really coy, not really a lot of details.
I'll give you the punchline. Maybe I'll fill in the details of it later. I'll give you the punchline.
I hate this nigga, man.
I just sleptwalked somewhere that I shouldn't have sleptwalked.
What? That's what happened.
For real?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know how I sleep.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, shit. Butt ass. Nice naked ass. Good naked sleepwalking. I just did it again.
Oh, shit.
I did it again.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I did it again.
Shit was swinging, right?
Nah.
Oh, shit. Show you on.
Holy shit. Nobody could go through this stuff but me. It's only me. It's only me.
With very little context, the fans were confused. What does you sleepwalking have to do with you missing a couple of podcasts for a couple of weeks? Like, give us some type of explanation. Joe didn't offer none. Now, before the fans could really focus or hone in on exactly what this meant or what the sleepwalking thing was, the fans realized another detail that they didn't realize before, that the podcast was being filmed at their old set. It wasn't a change they particularly disliked. They just pointed it out, right? The cameras from the new studio shoot at the old spot really show how far they've came. Somebody also says, I'm not going to lie, the old set is nostalgic. It's just what this pod needed. They would also say, pure Joe Budden nostalgia. The cast on the set is crazy. So people couldn't help but notice that they were filming at the old spot. Why weren't they filming at the new spot? Now, a lot of people began to ask why, right? Danny from The Stop would make a video claiming that Joe Budden had been kicked out of his new podcast studio, but there really wasn't any confirmation. People were just guessing because Joe disappeared for a while, then come back, and they're at their old spot in Park's basement. Nobody really knew what was going on, bro. All right? It was nothing but conspiracy theories. But then fans got a little idea of what was going on when a particular document got leaked on Twitter. But Joe will rest assured to everyone that this cryptic situation that we don't know about yet regarding his sleepwalking had nothing to do with them currently being at the old spot and not at their new spot.
And what I'm going through personally is totally separate from why we not over there. The long and short of that is the bylaws of the town, because now the town is involved, says that you cannot film anything in any of those buildings.
Oh.
That's the long and short of it. Now, you could choose to fight that and go to court and spend the money, but somebody over there got the town involved, and that's what it is. For me, I didn't want none of my people to continue to be surveilled and scrutinized and treated
that was
a certain way.
Yeah.
I never want that. So
Joe stopped playing hardball and finally gave some information, right? Let the fans know, listen, we had to leave the spot. We're now back at Park's basement because they wouldn't let us film in the building anymore. Apparently, it's some rules and regulations. Now, a lot of people thought it was kind of strange that they would let them film in there for years, then all of a sudden say, hey, bro, y'all can't film here no more. So Joe said, you know what, bro, we're leaving. Now, the fans ain't have really any reason not to believe Joe, to be honest, right? Because that was a pretty good explanation. They're in a very expensive, very luxurious apartment building, and you can see why an apartment building wouldn't want a podcast to be filmed there. So it's very understandable. A lot of us thought that was all to it until we woke up today to this tweet from Fairbuck, where Fairbuck would claim that Joe Budden lied about the reasons why they had to leave the apartment building. And Fairbuck would say that Joe Budden tried to lie about why he moved out his apartment, only for the police to release a statement yesterday saying he was charged with disorderly lewdness for walking around and standing outside someone else's apartment naked. What? That was the reaction of myself and I believe a lot of fans. People were confused and didn't know what was going on here. What was Joe being accused of? Now, to be fair, this report doesn't necessarily mean that Joe lied. Both things could be true. Joe could be arrested for lewdness, and Joe could also be told by the apartment complex, you have to go, you can't film here. We don't want people filming here. So those two things could be true but separate. But at this point, it didn't even matter if Joe Budden was telling the truth about why they got kicked out of their particular place of filming. People were stunned about what they were hearing in this report that was put out by the chief of police of Edgewater. The chief of police will claim that on December 4th, 2024, right around the time Joe Budden stopped appearing on the podcast, that at approximately 7:21 a.m., the Edgewater police were dispatched to an apartment complex for the report from a resident that a man was standing outside of their apartment door completely naked. The caller recognized the man as a neighbor, Joseph Budden Jr., a 44-year-old male. The caller was alerted to Budden by their doorbell camera. The video depicted Budden attempting to enter a code from their door keypad several times before re-entering his own residence across the hall. As a result of police investigation, Budden was charged with lewdness. This is crazy, bro. On a complaint summons. So he wasn't arrested, but he was still charged with lewdness, on a complaint. Now, Chief Martin states that these charges are merely accusations and that the defendant is presumed innocent. But listen, bro, if they got him on a Ring camera, bro, that's as 4K as it gets, even though the Ring camera ain't completely 4K. Here's the thing, as is, this is some really serious stuff. If you're convicted of this, you gotta register as an offender. The podcast career is over if you gotta register as an offender, which is why I'm hoping Joe Budden is innocent. And as we sit right now, he's innocent. But he gotta pray he's innocent, bro. Because if he plays stubborn and takes this to court and gets found guilty, he gotta register now. Right when we thought it couldn't get much worse than this, man, TMZ decided to add a little bit of flavor, man. But the flavor that TMZ added, bro, is a flavor of salaciousness, bro. They wanted to make Joe Budden look crazy. TMZ released an article where they stated, the caller claims video shows Joe Budden attempting to enter a code into the residence door keypad several times before heading back to his apartment building, to his apartment in the same building. TMZ then decided to add a little detail to make Joe Budden look as crazy as possible. They said the court complaint says the resident and their two juvenile daughters observed the offense live on their, oh my God. Oh my God. They want for Joe Budden to go to the slammer for life, bro. You add in a potential offender charge already, and then you add in the prospects of this could be some minors being involved. Oh, nah, bro, this is just sick altogether, bro. I'm hoping Joe is innocent. This is bad. This right here is some career-ending stuff if it's true, right? And Joe Budden is apparently not concerned about none of this, so which is why I'm still holding out hope, right, that Joe is innocent regarding of all of this, even though he already admitted that he was sleepwalking naked. Maybe he was sleepwalking naked in his own home or like within his door bridges, and he never really went out of his door. I don't know, bruh. But Joe's response to this would come across as somebody who knows they're not going to get in trouble for none of this, because Joe would take to Twitter to tell everybody, stop being so dramatic. Shortly after Joe Budden called us all dramatic, Joe Budden's attorney will release a statement, and he will say, Mr. Budden is saddened by Police Chief Martin's press release. Mr. Budden has been waiting weeks for his cross complaints to be processed, which includes substantially more serious charge, including possible felony charges against the person behind these charges against them. The chief has, in our opinion, sat on those, but instead used his time to gain some free publicity for himself. Chief Martin should seek publicity by doing notable policing, not inflaming disorderly person's allegations. Wait, hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. Joe is saying, no, I'm the victim of a crime here. Yo, I hope Joe ain't meet up with no booty warrior, bro, with no booty goon, bro, who seen he was walking naked. Joe is saying, yo, I was sleepwalking. I was out of my mind. Who ain't encountered Joe Budden sleepwalking, butt booty naked, bro, and took advantage of him, bro? I hope that's not what happened, bro. Joe was walking butt booty naked, bro, and somebody came and took advantage of him, bro. Because what exactly would happen that would have Joe file a complaint and press charges against somebody? And he said, yo, he wanted to press felony charges that the police chief is currently sitting on. What is going on here? Now, interesting enough, Joe Budden actually said on one of these episodes that he feels like people are trying to George Zimmerman him.
I do feel like there's some people that's trying to George Zimmerman me. Every time God is about to put me through like some life-changing, he throw a little test my way.
Then if we go back to this statement from his lawyer, the lawyer will claim that this is a case of racial profiling, all right? The lawyer will claim the allegations against Mr. Budden is a minor charge, not even resulting in an arrest. A charge Mr. Budden is looking forward to beating in the court on the merits, not in the press. The chief's comments are reckless and, in our opinion, racially motivated. Our research has not shown a single press release on a disorderly press charge on a police website this year. His choice to single out Mr. Budden, in our opinion, is self-motivated and based off of Mr. Budden's race and celebrity status. I think it's based off of the celebrity status more than the race, right? Because I'm sure a lot of black men have gotten disorderly conduct, right? This is strictly because Joe Budden is a celebrity and the chief wants some clout. But this is some strange stuff here, man. This is some really strange stuff here. Because Joe Budden has already confessed he was sleepwalking naked. Now, a lot of people is taking issue, not really believing that Joe Budden was sleepwalking. They believe that it's 7:21 a.m. Joe is usually up on Twitter Spaces around this time. Joe Budden wasn't, it's like sleepwalking. Yo, people believe that Joe Budden was really outside as a deviant. I'll be real, bro. Just from my analysis of Joe's character, even if Joe was a deviant, I don't feel like Joe Budden is some type of sicko who can't control his urges. And even if he was a sicko, I feel like Joe would also be smart enough, bro, to realize I have a career to lose. I have millions to jeopardize. I have a good life, bro. Maybe walking around naked just for people to see me or watch me and get my rocks off, that right there is not really worth losing everything, right? So even if Joe was a sicko, which I don't believe completely at this time that Joe's a sicko, I don't feel like Joe would do this intentionally, and risk losing everything, bro. There has to be more to this story, and I do want to know exactly what, what exactly was the complaint that Joe filed against the neighbor, because that right there will solve a lot of our, I guess, questions that we're having. Now, was this something that took place that particular day, or did the neighbor get Joe arrested? So now Joe is filing a complaint on him from some stuff that happened a while ago. We don't know, man. This is just strange stuff. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? And if you're still watching, click on this video right here to find out how Adam22 is fighting back against some gangbangers who are trying to extort him and steal money from his business. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.